Are you leaving money to rot in a standard savings account? With inflation where it is right now, doing nothing with your money is the fastest way to lose it. Today, I am showing you exactly how to make your idle bank balance work for you using fixed deposits. Welcome back to This Spaze, your ultimate guide to smart investing and wealth building in Nigeria. Let's get into it. Building wealth requires discipline, and the first step to taking control of your financial destiny is recognizing the invisible thief in your pocket, which in this case is inflation. Look at the scale on your screen right now. Nigeria's inflation rate stands at a staggering 15.10%. If you are leaving your money in a standard savings account, you are actually caught in a savings trap and you are only earning a meager 4% on your savings. Leaving your money idle guarantees wealth destruction. In fact, it takes out everything from you, in case you don't know it. It strips away your purchasing power day by day. I know you work so hard, so you need a vehicle, an investment vehicle that works as hard as you do. And this is where fixed deposits come in. So what is fixed deposit really? Take a look at the vault on the screen. The mechanics are quite simple, right? You deposit your principal, you lock it away for a specific amount of time, usually between 30 to 365 days, and in return, you get a guaranteed yield that is completely shielded away from market volatility. I'm going to tell you the secrets why this is so lucrative in 2026. These high yields are currently being powered by the Central Bank of Nigeria's aggressive monetary policy rate, which stands at 26.50% as of today. But before you move in all of your funds, you need to understand the safety net and the rules of the fixed deposit game. Take a look at this shield that I have here. There are two rules that I want you to take serious note of. Number one, maximum security. Your funds are protected by the NDIC up to 5 million naira per depositor for commercial banks and up to 2 million naira if you are using a microfinance or a specialized bank. But pay close attention to the other side, that's the right side of the shield. Every fixed deposit you earn is subject to an automatic 10% withholding tax, which is deducted right at the source. And a quick warning that you should bear in mind: don't lock away all the money that you might need for emergencies. Because if you lock away all of your money and you have an emergency, you might have to withdraw the money or probably take it out of the fixed deposit. And when you do that, you have heavy penalties on withdrawing your money early. With these heavy penalties, you can forfeit over 20% of your earned interest. So, you understand why I say don't lock all of your money in the fixed deposit at once. So where exactly should you put your money? You have to make an executive decision based on this provider spectrum that you can see on the screen. On the low end, you have traditional banks offering you yields between 7% to 12% per annum, and they require a minimum of 100,000 naira to be locked in this fixed deposit account. They offer maximum institutional security. In the middle, you see the digital platforms that offer a maximum of about 18%. So you earn between 10 to 18% interest with as little as 50,000 naira. But you have to note this: if you want to go aggressively and you want to really beat the inflation, you look at the gold block on the far right. This is where you have the specialized and the merchant banks that offer massive yields between 15 to 27%. And for this, you need between 100,000 to 500,000 to start fixing your deposit with these banks. So this is essentially where serious wealth is actually built. Let me put this into perspective, right? I'll run you through the numbers on a 1 million naira deposit over 365 days. If you look closely at the chart in scenario A, sitting in a regular savings at 4%, your gross interest on 1 million naira is just 40,000 naira. By the time you apply the 10% tax, you end up walking away with a net final of 36,000 naira. So, in the end, your value at the end of 1 year is 1,036,000 naira only. You have essentially lost money to inflation because by then the inflation would have gone on a different trajectory. Now let's look at scenario B. Using a specialized fixed deposit at 27%, we are looking at the high end of the spectrum now. Your gross interest is an incredible 270,000 naira. So even after you apply the 10% tax to it, what happens is you still walk home with 243,000 naira net. With this kind of investment, or with this strategy, you have essentially secured a positive real return, and you have successfully beaten that inflation that you are trying to fight against. Now, I know what you are thinking. I want that 27% right away. And some of you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to lock all of my savings up for a whole year. I would say, don't do that. This is what smart investors would do. First, you would use what I call the Liquidity Ladder Approach. And how does this work? You're going to keep 30% of your funds in a 30-day deposit or a liquid money market for immediate emergencies. So if you need quick cash, you can easily reach out and grab from your 30% that is kept in the short-term or liquid money market fund. Then you proceed to lock another 50% of what is left in a 90 to 180 day medium-term deposit, just to capture solid yield while maintaining quarterly access. So that means you can still access your funds every quarter or within a quarter of holding the money in that particular deposit. And finally, you can take the remaining 20%, which in this case is your true long-term savings, and lock it strictly for 365 days to secure those maximum double-digit returns that I was talking about. The rule here is never to lock up 100% of your capital in a 365-day deposit, because early withdrawals will trigger penalties that can wipe away all of your gains in one day. So you see that building financial confidence means you are executing a plan, a precise plan towards that investment. So your next steps are quite simple. First, you need to review your idle balances today. See what you have. See what is sitting idle in the bank today. Then the next thing you want to do is to identify one of the investment vehicles that you can put your fixed deposit into. When you do that, you need to verify the NDIC status and current rates of your chosen provider. Make sure you do this because it's quite important. And finally, you execute. Build your ladder, lock your first deposit, and stop letting inflation steal your wealth. The key lessons I want you to take away from this video: first, inflation is the biggest enemy when it comes to idle cash. Second, high yields are available, so you have different options. You can start with the low yields and proceed with the high yields, but never you lock up 100% just to get all of the high yields. Spread it. Use the liquidity ladder. And finally, always account for your tax. This is very important. Always account for your tax and avoid early withdrawal, because if you withdraw your funds early, the penalties can eat up over 20%, like I said, of your interest accrued. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button, subscribe to Watch This Spaze, and let me know in the comment which bank or platforms you are currently using for your fixed deposits. See you in the next video. Cheers.